Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, today's Friday, November 17th. Just wanted to make this video. I mean, my life's really not going anywhere. I mean, in the past, I've had like regular jobs, the jobs that everybody has, like delivering packages, just retail jobs, just the regular jobs that don't develop any skill um, that you can build up on. Like basically, if you work one of those jobs, you basically work all of them. So if you work like if you're delivering packages and you work for one company, you basically it's like you work for everyone because everything's basically the same for the most part. Um, and so yeah, right now actually, I mean I've been paid more before what I'm doing right now. Right now I'm actually only doing DoorDash and Uber Eats. So that's basically all I'm doing. And it's not, I mean, I can live off of that based on my situation, but it's nothing where I'm not even saving a lot of money doing it. I'm just more like, I can save money, but I'm not saving the amount that I want to save. It's like, I'm, if you do DoorDash and Uber Eats full time, like I'm doing it right now, like that's the only thing that I do, you'll know that, I mean, unless you live in a big city, a really big city where it's always busy, you'll know that like it's not always busy and you can't make that much money. Like you're basically better off working a retail job, um, like a regular retail job in the area that I live. You're better off doing that than doing Uber Eats and DoorDash. The reason I like Uber Eats and DoorDash is because it gives me the flexibility of sort of doing other things, like having my own schedule. So I like it because of that. So I can study, I can read books and things like that. I can use that free time in between deliveries to sort of build a skill or attempt to build a skill. Actually, I can build a skill like in between like delivering food. So I'll get a call, I'll go deliver it, and then in between the time that I'm doing that, I can um I can sort of read a book or listen to an audiobook or do things like that to help me learn more and even to build a skill, because that free time is study time basically that I can use as study time. But as of right now, I don't have the like. I could probably get a job and learn. I can learn fast. Like I'm able to like learn things, but as far as like having that skill that'll pay me uh, significantly more than what I can get like at a regular retail job or like even Uber Eats and DoorDash, I don't have that right now. Um, yeah, and if even if I get like a regular retail job, right? Like let's say I just get a regular job that pays me that amount of money, more money than Uber Eats and DoorDash, right? I would still be spending my time, basically my labor or my time in exchange for the money, and I still not be developing any skills during that time. So and it won't be as flexible as doing Uber Eats and DoorDash, even though doing like these app delivery jobs makes less money. You just have more flexibility. You can take days off. You can do all those other things that a regular job doesn't allow you to do. So I'm okay making less money by having that more flexibility, given my current situation. If I had more financial responsibilities than I do right now, I would probably get that retail job. But but yeah, even though I have a lot, I sort of like the flexibility. It's still not enough to like save as much money as I want to save and put it in my bank account. Other than that, my life is pretty set up as far as like, cause I have a good work ethic, so and like I make good choices. So as far as like my living conditions, where I live, as far as like my apartments, things like that, everything's good. My apartment, just my car, um, just I'm eating healthy. I've always like I've been eating healthy for a long time, so I'm eating healthy. Just everything in general, just making good choices as far as like general life things. I'm good. It's just that I'm just not getting paid like as much as I want to because I need to develop that skill. Um, that that'll get me that job that'll pay me more to live an actual comfortable life and not have to really worry too much about money. Um, and again, I don't need that. Like I would be comfortable like different. Like I can live off of a certain amount of money. I don't need a like. I'm pretty sure I can live with less money than a lot of other people in my current situation. But yeah, that's where it's at right now. I think my plan right now is basically there's a couple things I want to sort of that'll get me out of this situation because sometimes I sort of lay in my bed and I think, man, I mean, I'm gonna have to learn the skill, and then I'm gonna have to it's gonna take a while, but then before I even learn the skill, right? Before I even like learn just the skill that I want to learn, I have to like research on what skills I actually want to learn. Like have a research the sort of job market and see, okay, what jobs would I like to work in, like that fit my like living style that I would feel comfortable working on. And then after I research, I have to choose a skill within that job or a job position that I want to fulfill for like a company, right? So and that's another thing. Um, I have to learn. I have to research the job market. Then I have to research the skills that like within that job market. Then I have to research the companies that are just in that job market, and then within that job market, I would have to like. Well, I wouldn't. That would be like probably the last step after I learn my skill. Um, but I would then like learn my skill, and then apply for the jobs within those companies. But I would also have to look at the companies and see the requirements, like past experience and things like that. So some companies would be out of my wouldn't be part of my options because they would probably require past experience. So I would be limited to companies that would accept people with skill, but with kind of no like beginner's experience as far as like in the job. So so yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Yeah, it's like at this point, like I mentioned, I'm doing DoorDash and Uber Eats. It's not like a comfortable like position, like, because I'm not making like a lot of money, um, just enough and just enough to save a bit. Um, so yeah. Um, it's gonna it's gonna require probably a lot of research. I think that's for me. That's like probably the biggest thing that I have to do right now, as far as like when it comes to the jobs, is that I'm just gonna have to research, because when it comes to work ethic and just like putting in the work, like studying and stuff like that, I'm pretty good at it. I'm consistent. I just have to make a choice when it comes to me. Like I have to like make a choice based on like research and intelligent choice. Once I make the choice, it like once I make the choice and everything like falls into line, like as far as like my plan to learn things, um, I'm pretty like I'm able to study like I'm able to study for long periods of time. I'm consistent. My work ethic is good. So yeah, but I mean, I'm good right now. It's just gonna like, I mean, it took a lot of effort just to get to this point where I would say I'm comfortable in the fact that like everything's set up in my life except having a better job. That's where I'm at right now. Um, I'm comfortable because of like I feel comfortable because of my level of. I'm not saying I'm like I know everything about everything, but I'm comfortable in my intelligence to where like my basically my thinking, my intelligence gives me a sense of comfort. That's what I'm trying to say. Because I've studied a lot, not in school, but you know, like I've just read a lot of books, and I think about the choices that I make, and so that gives me a like a comfort in knowing that I make good choices and like I can evaluate things and I could put myself in a position to where I I'm able to like make the right choices, think about the future and things like that. Um, I just it took a lot of effort just to like get into this position, and so now after all this effort, just to be like living where I live at, and just in general in a lot of other areas, like eating healthier, doing other things, just learning other things to live my life the way I want to set it up. Now it's like one of the I wouldn't say final things, but one of the things that's missing is just having that skill, and that should have been like one of the first things, but the way I approach things, like it just happened differently for me. But I think if you're watching this video, I would say approach things in the form of just building a skill to where you you can get paid for your skill and you could get paid a certain amount of money, where you're able to save a lot of more. You could get paid a lot more than like just retail jobs and things like that, and that will allow you to live a more comfortable life, have more free time, and then what you do is if you start off building your skill, then what you do is you take that free time that you have, once you get like a good job, and then just you work with that extra free time. You just work on your other areas, um, eating healthier, um, working out, like studying, researching how to work out, because it's like I mean, those that work out know that there's like different moves that you do when you work out. There's different equipment that you use, things like that. And so yeah, I think that would be the. I think that would be a better option, but the way it happened with me, I just did other things first, and then I'm doing that now. That's what I'm basically focusing on. That's what I'm gonna focus on. And I think I'm gonna do like vlog videos just to um I don't know, maybe look back at these videos later on and and just see myself in the position where I was before. Like if I don't improve, if I like I keep doing the same thing, I keep working at this Uber Eats and DoorDash job, then my life will probably stay the same. And the reason I say that is because not that it's bad right now, because it's just I'm not saving enough money. I'm not putting enough money in the bank because I have expenses, and what's left over isn't a lot. So basically, what'll happen is the years will pass by, and I'll just be working and working and working, and yes, I'll have more money in the bank, but even then, I won't have a lot based on like the work that I've done or how much I've done. So since I won't have a lot, I won't have the ability to really travel if I want to, or just spend a lot of money, because I won't have a lot of that spending money, right? I'll be very careful in what I spend on, and basically, so that means that I'll basically, the money that I do save, it'll basically be like, I'll be hesitant to even spend it. I'll probably just keep it there just in case of an emergency, or just like what for other expenses, like food or something. But I won't have the freedom to just like travel or do other things that I want to do. Um, so yeah, that's I'm not trying to make this video too long. So just today's, what is it? It's Friday, November 17th, 2023 at 10:34 p.m. And yeah, that's basically how it is right now. My life's really not going anywhere right now. Um, my life's not going anywhere, and basically, and with, um, the reason that's the case is because, I mean, it's basically the same thing over and over again. I'm living like in a cycle, right? So it's like you go. I mean, and the cycle is good. Like if you actually are improving. Like let's say you go to work, right? And you go to work and you're working on a project and you're learning new things and things like that. Or even if you're not learning new things, but you're developing, you're mastering your skill, a skill that's like paying you good money, and you're improving little by little, or maybe not even on the job, but after the job, you're able to like work on your skill on your free time, and then you develop your skill more, and then you're able to like get paid more. Um, so imagine with me, right? Um, Even if at this moment, even if I wanted to like, I do Uber Eats and DoorDash, right? Even if I wanted to, well, what skill would I develop in my free time when I'm not doing DoorDash or Uber Eats? Like, Now, I'm not saying about like obviously other skills. Yes, I can develop them, but when it comes to DoorDash and Uber Eats, like that's my job. How can I get better at DoorDash and Uber Eats? There's really no skill. It's just driving. That's what I'm trying to say. But if you work at like other types of jobs, you can do your job, and then in your free time, you can develop your skill even further. That's what I'm trying to say. Um, so that you're developing your skill further, so that you can eventually get paid more, um, based on your expertise in certain areas, or like some skills. Um, let's say you're good at one skill, and then there's surrounding skills that you can also do within that company. So now you're sort of creating similar skills, and creating by you knowing various skills within that company, you're creating a safety net, so that even if your skill isn't in demand, there's other skills within your company that you already know about that are similar, that you'll be able to get a job pretty quick, if you needed to. So, but yeah, like, just wanted to make this video. I'm gonna upload it. I'm not gonna do a lot of editing on these videos. It's just gonna be me talking. It's gonna be like a blog. Just wanted to do this video, and that's it. I'm gonna go right now to Safeway, a grocery store here in California. I'm gonna go buy, what is it? I'm gonna go buy some Lay's flaming hot Cheetos. It's a new flavor, I think, for Lay's. I'm gonna go buy that, and then I have some food here with me that I just came from Whole Foods and bought. So now I'm gonna go over there and get home and eat like I'm gonna make a burrito. What is it? A potato. It's like a tortilla, like a big one, like the burrito tortillas, the big ones. I'm gonna make that, and I'm gonna cook some potatoes, boil them, and then I'm gonna crunch them up, or like make them into pieces, the potatoes, once they're soft, and put them in the tortilla to make a burrito. And then I have some chicken sausage that I'm gonna cook. So it's gonna be a potato, chicken sausage, scrambled egg, and then I'm gonna put some what is it? A little bit of guacamole sauce, and what else? I think that's it. I want to put some pico de gallo also, but I don't feel like cooking it, and I don't feel like buying the store bought one. At least not right now. Maybe I'll go buy it right now, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna have, and I'm gonna eat it with, like, I think either some orange juice, or some lemonade or limonade that I have right now, or in my apartment. I have the orange juice and lemonade that I bought at Whole Foods right now, but the other stuff, the lemonade, I have in my apartment. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing right now. Basically what I'm gonna eat. I have a Chipotle burrito also. I have like with a leftover Chipotle burrito that I'm gonna eat also. And I think that's about it for now. I might buy a pizza at a Safeway also when I go right now. But that's it. Yeah, that's it for now, I guess. I'm not sure, man. Like, when you're in this position right now that I'm in, I mean, life is like I have things set up the way I want it to be set up, just based on the correct choices that I've made. But it's just that it just took a lot of effort to get to this point. And right now it's easy because I make the correct choices. But it's now I'm gonna have to actually even put more effort to build a skill, build a skill, research the skill first, and just go like basically what I've said. Just build a skill, get a job, and go through that process. And yeah, invest time in research and building a skill and researching the companies that are my options that'll accept a person beginning like their job experience. It's just the whole process, and it's like, man, it's gonna be a lot of work. It's gonna be work, especially at the same time having to like work this Uber Eats and DoorDash job that isn't really paying me too much. That I'm only able to save a little bit of money. So it's not like I'm uh, living a comfortable life while I'm doing other things, or like I have a bunch of money saved up. It's not even like that. Um, so yeah. I think I'm gonna end this video now. I'm gonna go to Safeway and just buy some food. It's a Friday. I'm gonna. Oh, another thing is, I'm gonna have to clean. I'm gonna have to, in order for like things to function properly, in order to like things to run smoothly, I'm gonna have to like. I mean, everything in my apartment's already set up. Everything has its place. I just have to be more organized because sometimes I'm like, I just throw things wherever, like in my room. Just have to make sure that I'm a little bit more organized with my things, and then make sure that I don't let things build up in my room. Like I'll throw my T-shirt or something like on like on top of like something else, even though I have a bin for it. So just be more organized, and part of that being organized is also meal prepping. So I'm gonna have my meals prepped just to be more time efficient, and that'll help me just have my life run smoother. Um, I have outfits set out for me also, like my outfits for the day. My clothing is just set up. The way I do laundry is basically set up. I may show a video. I might do a video of it later on, but yeah, everything's basically set. That's why I'm saying that my life is pretty set. Um, it's pretty set when it comes to like just the way I set it up. But one thing I do is I just have to be more organized. Um, make sure everything's more organized in its place, things like that. But that's one thing I do have to work. I'm actually gonna, when I'm done going to the store and eating something, I'm gonna make sure I take the time to like clean up my room, and then just make sure everything's in its place. Um, my living room is pretty good. My kitchen is pretty good. My bathroom is pretty good. Everything's pretty good except my room. My room's the place that like needs the more like time to like just clean up and just organize. So yeah, it's gonna take a lot of effort. It's gonna take a lot of effort. It's gonna take a lot of effort. thinking. And then I got to make the decision because I never graduated. Or what is it? College. So then I got to make a decision. Do I want to go to? I can go to a community college and get my and get like one of those 2-year degrees. But and it's pretty close to where I live. Like a community college is pretty close to like where I'm at right now. Like I can walk to it. It's that close. So from a distance and just time consuming aspect, it's pretty easy for me to go there. But yeah, it's gonna be and even that, if I decide to do that, it's just gonna it's just let's say I do decide to go to school, right? Let's say I decide to go to school. My lips are kind of dry, that's why I'm kind of licking them. But let's say I do decide to go to school. I'm gonna have to have saved a significant amount of saved money, so that I'm not able to work while I'm going to school. Because work as much while I'm going to school, because I want to make sure I pass my classes, and I'm pretty good at school, so it won't be too hard. But I still don't want to work as much as I'm working right now if I was going to school, if I decided to go to school. So now I have to make sure that I save enough money to where I can calculate, like, okay, when I'm going to school, these are going to be my expenses, and I can just calculate the financial aspect of like how my money is going to be spent while I'm going to school. At the same time, working less, I have to just visualize and just calculate that aspect of my of just my finances, and just so there's that aspect if I decide to go to school. Yeah, that's a whole different, well, that's not a whole different, but that's a different route that I can take. And then you also have to calculate, okay, how much do I have to spend on school supplies and just school related expenses? Maybe there's expenses to take classes, to just, the classes, the books, etc. It's just even more expenses. And this is time that I won't be working. Like when I'm going to school, obviously I'm not going to be getting paid at that moment. So it's taking away from my earning potential. And so that's why I have to have more money saved up to just to like feel comfortable, and just not to be as worried about money when I am going to school. It's going to be, when you're in this position that I'm at right now, if you're in this position, I'll say just take it. I know it's you probably heard it before, but just it's basically small goals, one small goal at a time. You can't really look at the bigger picture because you might get discouraged because of all the things that you have to do. So yeah, like right now, I'm just focused on maybe like a couple things, like cleaning my room, like making cleaning my room, but just making it more organized, making it more time efficient, so that when I wake up, everything's set up already. And everything's set up. It's just I have to be more organized. I'm gonna just go organize my room tonight and this weekend. So yeah, and just meal prepping. That's another little small goal that I have. Just have to take it one small goal at a time, or one, as the saying goes, as you probably heard, one step at a time. I call it one small goal at a time. And then from then, once that happens and everything runs a lot smoother, Then I can focus more of my time on other things, on other small goals, and then I'll take it from there. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video because I'm not trying to make these too long. But it's gonna when I look at the big picture, it's gonna require a lot of work. But I'm just gonna just day by day just keep on working, keep on planning, and keep on making sure that the plan things go according to plan. As far as like my goals and my well, I have to focus my plan also. You have to focus. You can't have a broad plan. You have to focus on things. Make choices that focus on the things that you're doing. That's why I'm going small goal, one small goal at a time, so that my focus isn't broad, and I'm able to like accomplish things. And that's all I have to say for now. It's gonna require a lot of work, but I'm gonna keep this YouTube channel updated. Yeah, it's at this point, like me doing Uber Eats and DoorDash, I'm basically starting from like, I would say, like, when it comes to even the job market in general, probably the bottom as far as like making money, near the bottom, I would say. So it's gonna take a lot of work, like, yeah, a lot of thinking. But I'll end it at that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. I'm gonna continue doing these videos. I might show like I think I've already posted a picture of my apartment and like my gym in this channel. Like my gym area. I might. No, I don't know if I'll post of me cooking and stuff because it's not really a cooking channel. But I might post like the meal prepping containers that I have and just the way I organize my food. I might post that. I'm not sure. Yeah, but it's going to require a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of things that I'm going to have to work on as far as skills. I mean, specifically skills, because everything else I feel comfortable with as far as my setup, the setup that I have in my life. But I just want to have more money to be more comfortable and to just do other things that I know I'm pretty sure I enjoy, like traveling, and having more spending money, just to go order some random food at a restaurant that I want to try out. And I can do that right now, but not as much as I would like to. And just save more money and have money eventually to buy a house. And just things like that. Now I'm really going to end that video because I'm going to go eat something. But y'all, see you guys in the next video. Alright, see you guys. I'm going to press the button right now.